Hey everyone, welcome to the online program of Gallant IAS. My name is Sibi Joy, and as part of our ethics program, in this video we'll be discussing the topic of emotional intelligence. So while looking at the ethics syllabus, emotional intelligence is the fourth topic in the syllabus, and the syllabus goes like this. Emotional intelligence, it has the keywords of concepts, utilities and application, administration and governance. So it's a relatively simple topic, it's a relatively small topic, but it's a highly relevant topic because every year there are at least one or two questions based upon the topic of emotional intelligence. So it is of the utmost necessary that we must understand the topic clearly, and since it's a very small topic but very important topic, we can easily cover this portion. So we'll go with the syllabus. First we'll be learning about what is emotional intelligence, what are the concepts associated with it, then what is its utility and application in administration and governance. So we'll be learning it clearly. So without any delay, we'll go inside the video. First we'll go by understanding what is emotional intelligence. Okay, so while learning about emotional intelligence, first we must know what is emotion and what is intelligence. Unlike general IQ or general intelligence, first we must know what is emotion. So emotion, you can say it is something that affects you. Yes, we may have heard of different emotions like sadness or joy or happiness or anger, so many different emotions, and it has its effect on the human body. When we are happy, we smile. When we are sad, we have a frowny face. When we are happy or when we are frightened, our palms start sweating. So many different emotions can affect us. So this is the effect that is having on us. So you can definitely say that emotion is an affective, not effective, it's AFF, affective state of consciousness. So it affects your consciousness, it affects it. When you're happy, you start smiling, you start laughing. When you're scared or when you're really sad, you start crying, your palms start sweating. So it's going to affect your human body in different ways. So it's an affective state of consciousness because it is affecting your mind and body. So that is the role of emotion. Please understand what is an emotion. Then followed by that, we'll be learning what is intelligence. We know what is emotion. So it's something affecting your consciousness. So what is intelligence then? Intelligence, you can say, it is your cognitive ability. Intelligence is a cognitive ability. Cognitive. We learn this cognitive component in attitude. So intelligence is a cognitive ability to solve certain problems or issues in a very efficient manner. Or you can go like this. It is a set of cognitive abilities. You can write intelligence is a set of cognitive abilities which allows us to learn. So it will allow you to learn. Intelligence also allows you to learn and solve problems in an effective manner. So intelligence is a set of cognitive abilities that allows you to learn and solve problems in an effective manner. So the more intelligence you have, the more ability you have to solve problems more effectively. But it is a very formal thing. It is a very formal thing. It depends upon the abilities that you have. But emotions are something which affect your mind. So you can definitely say, when you take the combo of emotion and intelligence, which is emotional intelligence, you can say it is a set of ability to solve problems in an effective manner by understanding the emotion. So when you take emotional intelligence with it, you can say it is a mix of heart and head combined. Generally we say our emotions come from the heart. So heart comes over here, head comes over here. So emotional intelligence is managing both your heart and head combined to tackle this. So that is the idea of emotional intelligence. It is the ability to use your emotions in an effective manner to make sure that your solutions are present for any problems that you have. That is the idea. So, but while this is the general idea, this is not good enough for us to give it as a definition. So, while learning about the definition, we can go for something easier, which will be very easy for us to learn. So, the concept of emotional intelligence, it's a relatively recent phenomenon. It came about in the early 1990s, where people understood that it is not only IQ or intelligence quotient that is determining, but the concept of emotional quotient is also very important. So, based upon certain papers published during that time, so in the early 1990s, certain people like Mayer, Salovey, Daniel Goleman, we'll note these names down. You can use them if needed. Mayer, Salovey, and Daniel Goleman. So they were some of the pioneering authorities on emotional intelligence. They published certain papers which focused upon the the new concept of emotional intelligence, emotional quotient, and why it is important for a leader to have that. So you can just note down these names. I was just saying it. And apart from this, they gave a definition. So we'll be going for the definition right now. So emotional intelligence. Yes, this is emotional intelligence. First, it is an ability to assess and generate emotions. So that is the first part. It is the emotional intelligence is the ability. So it's an ability, and what does the ability do first? It should be able to assess and generate emotions. For you to be emotionally intelligent, you need to be able to generate emotions upon yourself. You should be able to feel joy, you should be able to feel sorrow, you should be able to feel happiness, you should be able to feel anger, and all the intermediate emotions along that emotional spectrum. From joy to sorrow, all the emotions in between them you should be able to feel. So first you should be able to generate emotions and able to assess them to find out, okay, I'm feeling this emotion, I'm feeling that emotion. That is the first step towards achieving emotional intelligence. So first you should be able to assess and generate emotions, then followed by reflectively regulate them. Reflectively regulate emotions. So another problem is, we'll take the example of a small child. A child is running in the floor, running in the house, and he or she hits a table or something and falls down. He immediately starts crying because he feels the pain. Now an adult who hits the same table with the same amount of force will not cry. He'll just hold his pain in and walk away because he is able to reflectively regulate his emotion. Reflectively regulate his emotion. He is able to manage his emotion by not crying out because he has that mental strength. So the child understands, may be able to understand generate the emotion that he is feeling pain, and so he is feeling sad. He is able to generate it and he is able to feel the pain, but he is not able to reflexively regulate it. Reflexively regulated is when you can understand it immediately and start controlling it as a part of a reflex action. Immediately you can control it. That is the idea behind reflectively regulating emotions. So as you become older, automatically we start able to manage our emotions very well. Yes, all these small emotions where we fall down or where we hit our hand inside a table or something, we don't start crying. But whereas a small child will immediately cry because they are not able to reflectively regulate their emotion. We should be able to do it. But that doesn't end over there. That's the third part. Which is, so now we know that I am facing an emotion. I know where it comes under the spectrum. I know this is happiness. I know this is sorrow. I know that. Followed by reflexively regulating it. I can control it. I can manage it by saying that, okay, I should not cry out right now. It's a small pain, I can handle it. That is the second part. Third part, understand. Okay, I'm feeling sorrow. So that's why I want to, cry out. But I can manage it. Not only one's own, but also others' emotions. Understanding what others are also feeling. So to understand what others' what others are feeling, first you should be able to generate your own emotion and understand them, and then reflexively regulate them. And only when you can start doing it upon yourself, you can understand others' emotion and you can make a decision. So when you have all these three components, when you can assess and generate emotions, when you can reflexively regulate emotions, when you can understand one's own and others' emotion, it will lead to emotional and intellectual growth. So you can say this is the diagrammatic representation of emotional intelligence definition. So whenever you are writing a definition of emotional intelligence, always think of these three components and what does it lead to. So you can say emotional intelligence is the ability to assess and generate emotions, reflexively regulate them, understand one's own and others' emotions, which leads to emotional and intellectual growth. That should be the idea. So what is emotional intelligence? You want a definition, you can say it generally, but always understand you need to keep sure that you keep all the three components, because only then will it cover the definition completely. So you should be able to say that emotional intelligence is assessing and generating one's own emotion, reflexively regulating it, and the ability to understand one's own and others' emotions, which can lead to emotional and intellectual growth. That is the definition of emotional intelligence.